Hello again. Hope you are well on this Saturday. I know another video in one day. I work Monday through Friday and I try to make up for it some on the weekends with getting more videos to you guys. Hats off to the content creators who can do like multiple videos like every day. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. Do they work another job? Maybe they don't have to. That's good for them. Are they? I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they have the time. Anyway, I want to talk about a couple of different things. I want to talk about what to have with you if we experience an SHTF event away from home. Okay. I'm also going to talk about an experience that I had in a restaurant yesterday evening on the way home. Okay. And I'm also going to share a really good verse that I believe will help somebody. I really do. Okay. So bear with me. I have some props here as well. I'll try not to make this too long. Okay. But all right. First, this experience I had at a restaurant. Now, this is at a local Mexican restaurant that is on the way home from work for me. It's not terribly far from our home either. It's kind of on the way from where I work in Athens. And we've been going to this place for a number of years. It's local. It hasn't changed over the last 3 years with the health crisis. They've always kept good staff. Service is good. Food is good. It hasn't changed. Other than Chick-fil-A and maybe Longhorn or something like that, it's one of the few places that hasn't dropped in its quality over the last several years. So that's why we keep going there. And it's one of those places that's local. You know, a lot of local families go in there. So when you go and sit down and eat, there are a lot of families. You actually see family units with children, and it's just cool to see. You see all ages in there. And what I typically do is on the way home, I go and get it to go. I grab it, I call it in, or sometimes I just go in and pay for it. But this time I yesterday I went in and ordered it, walked in, ordered it, and then I wait because they're usually pretty fast. And so I went in, ordered what we wanted, and I sat down to wait on it. And this is a really good experience. Okay, I'll tell you that. The waiting area is not very big because they're fast in there. So I sit there and it's the benches aren't very long and these two elderly ladies came in after me and they were going to eat in. They were going to dine in there, so they had a little bit of a wait. So they sat beside me on the bench, and one of the ladies said, "Do you mind if we sit here with you?" And I said, "No, absolutely not. You're good. You're welcome to sit here with me." And she said, "We won't bite," and I said, "I won't either," and she laughed and we had a good conversation. We talked about our day. We talked about the rain that was happening down the road. They happened to be milling about in an area where I work, and or on the way back from where I was working. And it was pleasant. We didn't go anything negative or anything like that. And these ladies were older. I mean, these ladies had to be, I don't know, man, at least late 70s. They might have been in their 80s. At least one of them I know was the one that was closest to me. But it was cool to see these ladies out, dude, going out. And she's like, "We come here all the time. It's so good." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, we do too. We've been doing this for years. It's comfortable. The people are nice. I feel relaxed. I feel safe." She's like, "Yeah, and it was just pleasant, and it was just good. It felt so good to to talk to somebody you don't know. That was nice. It was nice. So I just wanted to share that. I know, and when it was time for their table came available, the server came to get them, and one lady popped up pretty quick. The other lady closest to me, she was she was a little slower. They were older, and so the other lady was like, "Come on, let's ready. We're ready to go." And the lady, she says, "I'm working on it." She's getting up and she looks at me and she smiles and she says, "I'm old. I don't move like I did back in the day." And I'm like, "I get it. I do, bless you, and so that was really cool. It was just good. It was just a good experience. So don't be afraid to get out there. Of course, don't put yourself in bad situations, but when you have a chance to have an encounter like that, just relish in it, enjoy it. While it was happening, I was like, this is rare, and I'm just gonna enjoy this, and just enjoy those moments. They're probably not as often as it used to be. So do kind of look for that. Okay. I just wanted to share that. I figured y'all would like that story. Okay. SHTF, what if it happens when we're away from home? Now, it doesn't have to be a world ending event. Most likely, it's going to be something more local. It could be a weather or natural disaster event. It could be just your car breaking down and having to wait a while before you get help. So it could be a number of things. But what if it happens, while you're traveling or on the way home from work or school or wherever? What to have with you, primarily what to have in your vehicle. Okay. And you can't have everything in the kitchen sink in your vehicle. You don't have room for it. So you have to make a decision on what you want. And that may differ from different people where you live, in the climate you live in. Now, we're in North Georgia, so we typically have different things in the winter than we do in the summer because we have wild swings in temperature here. Now, we can have cold winters. We can have some cold during the winter. It's not cold, real cold all winter, of course. But in the summer, it gets freaking hot here. And I mean, with humidity layered on top of that, it can get pretty oppressive. So some things we keep year round, like first aid kit, flashlight, knife, that kind of stuff. But anything food related or water, bottled water, no. Water in a canteen type. In the summer, I still keep some bottled water. I keep it in a cooler, but I do that mostly when I'm out at work. When it's hot or when I need. If I always carry extra to give away if somebody really needs it, and that happens a lot actually. So in the vehicle, a flashlight for sure. All right. Keep these small ones. You can fit in a glove box really easy or in your console. Uh, just something like this. I think I got this at Tractor Supply. It's metal, and this thing, it's not lightweight, but it's solid too, though. All right. It can be used as self-defense as well. I have a longer flashlight also that has like I didn't even bring it with me, but it has like a breaker, like a pointed end that's metal that you could break glass with. Something like that is also good to have. This one has a little clip. You can clip it on something, but it's very easy. Very doesn't take up much space. Knife, the good old Swiss Army knife, multi-tool. It has all kinds of tools, scissors. We've used these things. Mrs. Dawg has a smaller version, but the man, it works too. But it's be surprised at how much we use this when we're out. Okay. Tire gauge. Good to have a tire gauge. Okay. When I was growing up, my father would not allow us to operate one of his vehicles without demonstrating in person in front of him how to change a tire, which we kind of knew already. But he's like, all right, on a Saturday morning, he's like, do it. And I'm going to watch. I'm not going to help. I'm not going to say anything. And we did it, my brother and I. So my brother did, I did it, so, food wise. Oh, before I get to the food, gloves. I just carry extra pair of gloves, especially in my truck. We grab stuff from Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever, or just whatever. You might need some gloves. A charger, a solar charger like this is good to have with you. I keep one in the car even when I'm working too, because the sunlight keeps it charged. It has a USB. You can charge your devices that way. Don't need electricity for it. This is random, but some floss. I keep some floss. Eat something and you have places that food gets stuck or whatever, and you're like, I wish I had some floss. I keep it some in the console. Okay, I know. All right, what else? There's other stuff I'm gonna mention, but as far as my props, I was just going through my truck a while ago, and a PBJ bar from Trader Joe's, a Cliff Bar. These things, it's like a meal in itself. I mean, these Cliff Bars, I keep some in there too in the vehicles, but um, almost 300 calories just in this thing in one. A lot of carbs, potassium, a lot of good stuff. Crunchy peanut butter is my favorite. All right. What else? So cell phone, keep it charged up. Of course, the charger keeps that can charge that up as well. Other things to consider: cash, some extra cash on you. First aid kit, of course, some water. Use a canteen if you can, or something like that, metal, or something like a canteen. Lighter, paracord, or some type of rope. Self-defense tool. All right, whatever that looks like for you. Now, I like the pew pew kind. You know what I mean? A poncho, hat. I have a thing for hats, as y'all probably know. You can tell. I always keep at least one in the vehicle. All right. Compass, map, the old-fashioned map. What if the GPS goes down? We depend on that so much. You know, a good old map. Know how to read it. Compass, breaker tool. I mentioned gloves, hat, blanket, a jump starter or jumper cables. Even better, those jump starters where you don't have to have cables. You don't have to have somebody else help you if you need to jump start your battery. They're pretty. You can get them. It's pretty small, pretty portable. Flares. I don't carry flares. A lot of people talk about flares. I don't typically do that. That's probably a good idea if you can. Like I said, water and food. Cold weather gear. If you live in a very cold climate, I want to keep that in year round. You know. Sleeping bag. I mentioned knife. Tire inflator, the portable tire inflator. I need to show that one day. I've got one that can just plug into your power point in your vehicle and charge that way. I have used that thing many times. If you have a slow leak in the tire, it'll pump it up in no time to get you at least to a safer place. Okay. Something like a lighter, something to make a fire. That's the things I had written down just off the top of my head. Now I know, in the comments, let me know what you keep or some other things I know I've left out, I hadn't mentioned. Again, it can depend on where you live and your climate. So um, share your thoughts. Okay, verse. Good verse for today from Psalm chapter 34, verse 18 says, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Amen. He does. I've had some emails, I've had messages from some folks that are experiencing grief, that are experiencing the loss of family members, and and I sympathize with them and praying for them. And we know whether it's a beloved pet, whether it's a family member, friend, client, we experience these things, and a lot of times, and a lot of times it's unexpected. But even if it's not unexpected, it's still tough to go through. So let's keep in mind that the Lord, our God, is with us even during this time. That's when it's time to get even closer and stay closer and not go away from Him, not escape Him and get mad. Now, some people will get mad, but come back, come back, stay close, okay? Because He will breathe with us and He will help heal that. I promise. He will comfort. He will comfort you, okay? All right. Hope that was helpful. Share your thoughts. Let's be safe out there. Get out there and do the things, but be safe and aware. God bless you. See you soon.